What's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to more Vicky 3. As always, it's Sean here, and we are continuing our game as the Roman Republic. Now, we're at a good point where I think we can kind of step back and take a look and think about what we want to do next. So we are still holding on to our three core provinces as the Papal State, and we know that to annex these other nations, we need to either get them into our power block or expand enough to be a great power, and hopefully have them support us if we do like a launch interest here by doing a unification play here. What does this do? So we're against Austria, Tuscany, Parma, and Krakow. Well, that's no good. That is no good. We're going to need support from other people here. Parma and Krakow. Okay, these are the other guys that are against us. Where is Parma? Parma's protectorate, huh? I see. So really, it's Tuscany and then the other guys up in the north, like Krakow. So we'd be fighting Austria. Rank 5 great power. They have an alliance with Russia. Russia would defend them. We could start making friends with Prussia and turn on Austria. I don't hate that idea. Prussia currently emboldened the war against France. Prussia with currently fixed the infamy. France also looking somewhat open to having an alliance. We need more reasons. We need more strength. That could be an idea. It'll take us a little bit to get there. I would like to use Austria in another war, though. Also, if I click this button, it's likely that we'd unify with the nations that exist here, right? Or would they join our side? I think our best friend here is going to be trying to get Prussia or French Empire on our side. Let's work on that slowly. I will ditch that defensive alliance if it means getting some kind of alliance with some of these other powers here. So let's work on that. I also want to fix my problem with convoys. Our port connections are killer right now. We have 39 infamy. We can let that tick away. We can take our time there. Building ports from Magna, getting our railways done in Somaliland. How is our taxes situation? It's set up pretty well. All right, I think we want to focus on economic expansion here and positioning ourselves to take over the Italian region. Swords and plowshares. What is this event? We did accept our defensive pact. Okay. We have a lot of defensive packs. We probably want to knock off a lot of those. And let's add some momentum to the Agrarian Party, sure. What are we doing for laws? Are we doing a law? We just got personal taxation. Where do I want to go from here? Well, we're going to keep state religion for a while just because it is a relic of us being the Papal States. I would love to go to cultural exclusion. It would help us out a little bit more. No one really hates it enough to where it bothers me. We'll have the time to do the movement here. And it should help with some of our Swahili problems. We'll lose the authority that we currently have. And our credit is almost all gone. We can do a new company. Do we want to actually employ any of these that we have here in the queue? Not really, if I'm being 100% honest here. This is against their colonization efforts. Where are we colonizing, by the way? And do we have Quina? We're working on Quina right now. Right now we are working to get this stuff all colonized. Okay, we're going to start colonizing some of this stuff here and making a contester to the British in the region here. So this is a moderate in charge of the armed forces. That's fine by me. We really want to get rid of this Swahili national movement. It won't succeed. It only has 3 troops anyway. Current government is probably our best government. We will keep our government. Let them do what they are always going to do here. You're improving with Sardinia, Piedmont, and some other guys. I could do some rivalry things. Don't like the options with those guys. Also, are you a presidential dictatorship? Successionist bomb buildings. Let's not piss off the people where's Wazé. And this one is Sahriri. This is another one against the French. Okay. Credits on the way out. Our ports are slowly looking up here. The port connections is brutal. So that would be good to get. Also, did you become a protectorate? No, you're still fighting the war here. There's a naval invasion that is likely going to go the way of GB. Let's get the loyalists here. We did get the loyalists. Credit is about to be paid off. Mechanized looms and otherwise. Let's grab those. Now let's take a look at how our industries are actually faring. We picked up lead mines at some point. Very good. Okay. Guess this is because we took some new lands? Probably. Okay, how's our market looking? Right now, no terrible shortages. Let's look at our imports and exports. We do need some tooling. We can build tooling soon. Looks like productivity-wise, it's not a ton here. I don't want to do any more trade routes here. We need to get a handle on some of the other stuff that we have going on before we really get our routes handled. We can also fix a lot of things by... Why am I exporting or importing from Nej for fish? Or Italy. I feel like we have a lot of fish. I feel like that's a common thing that we want to use here. We want to get control over some of these block members here. Alright, so we need someone to help us fight against... Did you lose this war? You might have lost that war, considering you just got diced. Which is not good. Stop guaranteeing both your independence. We don't even need to guarantee your independence because we have decent stuff there. Alright, our gold reserves are now growing. So let's go ahead and do some more construction. Let's focus on the places we have unified here. 4 more tiers of construction will be good for us. Ports are coming along. They will be built. Romagna will have a bunch of excess capacity because of that. Let's get the success chance there. GDP is growing fairly well. This is still the same. None of these are things I'm in love with. Our current company is also not drawing a profit. The plantation company we need to export more tea for them to be profitable, which is a possibility that we could do. Don't have a trade agreement with Persia. So my truce with Egypt, 29 months. Can't do any tax until then. Landing is failing. What's the goal of this war? It's probably war reps. Hopefully they wipe peace and I can start taking out all these lands from the Egyptians. If you want peace, prepare for war. Armed force approval, we do not mind Italy not liking us or Egypt not liking us. Eventually we want to get control over the Suez. Anti-Austrian society, let's go ahead and join it. We're going to start distancing ourselves from them. They're going to be hard to ever take and invade, but it's a good problem to have. Lose some authority for a little bit in terms of success chance sounds good to me. And ideally what I want to do here is get back some different things. Trade agreement with Russia, alliance to Sicilies. If we ditch that alliance, or better yet, if we just get them into our country, man. So the Metternich has a bunch of control over them. What about you? Predicted leverage. We're predicted to lose a little. Oh, we'll gain some. We're gonna get some Italian League leverage. That'll be nice. We need to get worse relationships with Austria and try to use that to get a rebellion, I think. I also want to go and get more construction sectors here. 4 more. So I'm seeing that that's not having a big difference in our construction capacity. Making 34k now. Alright, let's try to hit 100 here, and then I want to invest into our education. Help us get up to tech speed here. So what I want to do here is probably add... Let's add like 5 universities in each of these. 3 qualifications, that's 15 times 3, that is 45. Won't put us at our cap, but it's a good way towards bridging that gap. Law proposal causes a debate. We lose bureaucracy, or we can just get some loyalists. See, Dama pops in Romagna. It's only 50k total. 59% chance to lose some bureaucracy. That's fine. We do have some unused taxes, which we will need to deal with. Ports are on the way out. This is against Benin. Someone will probably support you. People normally help out Benin here. Unless Benin backs down. Which they did. Tragic. Here's our cultural exclusion. Good. That means we're going to have even less authority, but we can deal with it. And laws. Where do we go from here? Well, kind of like what we have. I want to go to laissez-faire, of course. We need support from interest group to do that. Right of assembly could help us too. The bonus tax spread could be good. Same with property women. Let's start with right of assembly. Nothing here that really jumps out to me as awful. A lot of guys dislike it, but they still like us for other reasons. Now we are losing 9k, 7k-ish. We can take that loss. So this is Ulata versus the French. Everyone is helping the French here, so Ulata is going to be nobody. There we go. We have access to quinine here. So anywhere that we can get there that just has quinine, we want to be able to colonize it. Also does mean I want to increase my investment in all of these. And we have some freedom with our tech. Military could be a good impact here, but we are also at that time where it makes sense to go down and start going for things like reinforced concrete, dynamite, and improved fertilizer. We're going to hit that movement very fast. Pump jacks could also be very good. Knock out all of these, we're going to be in a really good spot. Rubber is probably also going to be necessary, but we can let that probably spread, I think. We just want to keep an idea on the power block situation here. Faith and reason. There's a little bit more authority, it's fine. Are you still considering us to be your rival? Don't know how. We have outgrown you. You're an infinite power. Now here come the gold mines, some more railways, and then the universities. All right, let's just real quick make it see here. How much is we are still growing our investment pool by a lot, meaning even though I have all this stuff going on, it's not enough to actually keep up. Our foreign quarters are also massive. They're building railways in our places. Most of these are Italian, which is fine. Is my rank going to go down? Oh, I'm going to jump to minor power. We're about to lose our great power. I can't lose great power status. That'd be very terrible. All right, here's what we got to do. We got to up our investment here. Swiss Guard, you need to have some men. Lazio, Romagna, Umbria. Just please increase our power here. We cannot afford to rank down here. Navy's the big one, too. Let's go to 30 in Lazio, 30 in Romagna, and then we're going to get 30 strong ships in Umbria. This will be our Mediterranean Navy. We're going to use them to great effect here. Hopefully. Naval power is the key to getting prestige, and prestige is going to be very helpful here. Also, having a 90 strength Navy is going to be very important here. Canned meat, canned fish, canned meat, canned fish. Apparently, pot stills are also very productive for us. Let the African ones produce other things, and we'll keep going with our stuff. All right, they're still doing fine there. Rank down is still a threat. Army offensive could be very good for us. The problem is I don't know if that's going to be productive enough, but we'll go for it. Assuming I don't see anything else in here that... Army offensive. Hopefully they just buy more of the what's it called? I can't think right now. Tooling factories instead of the other things. Do I have you producing currently the... elastics, and you should be making really good money off that. Same with you. Put 2 tiers of each of these in here. Got 4 years worth of stuff queued up. Probably too much. Definitely too much. I don't know why I'm saying probably. Education investment has been increased. Here comes our colonial growth and other things. Interests. We have all the African interests we need. Faith knows no borders. Group with Portugal. They would take a defensive pact. How does France feel about us? How does Prussia feel about us? But you already have an alliance. You do with Belgium. There is right of assembly. I want to probably drop Lazio and Transvaal. Let's start with Transvaal and see how that affects us. Take a little loss here, and then we'll drop the one at Lazio and see. So France really does already like us a lot. It's just getting enough sway here to use them against the other people. It's really hard to get people to support a fucking trade league, huh? Alright, I think we need to start subjugating some nations then. Question is, where do we subjugate them? Well, we are planning to get rid of some of this stuff here. Can I just, like, attack Portugal? I know they're friends with me, but it'd be nice to take their land. You did not win your independence. That is a shame. Yeah. Once we have a navy, maybe I'll have a chance to do that. But I kind of need 2 navies to defend each side of the coast here. That's where it gets tricky. We'll let ourselves a crew here. We're going to go for Nejd, and we're just going to kind of work our way up here. Maybe we can fight the Ottomans. How's Greece doing? Is Greece independent? You're in Russia, and you're guaranteed. Hale wants us to invest in them. I will pass. Our 3K is starting to grow. So our balance is growing. That's good. A new nationalist movement. Cool. How are these faring here? It's really only the Swahili and the Yemens that are up there. I also need to make sure we have our market access problems fixed, huh? Don't we? That would help. Let's make sure we're also subsidizing all of our railways. We are. Yemenites become loyal, we lose some bureaucracy, we'll take that hit. Arts papers, we will take the hit. Speaking of, if I come over here to my government administration and find places that don't have the tax capacity. Gondor with 45 is definitely a big one. I check Gondor right now. Gondor is right here. How many of these do you actually have? You have 1, but you are fully staffed. Huh. Native uprising. Good thing we have our wonderful South African Corps to put you down. It's all the natives against people. Let's not finance any campaigns. We have trade routes that are done. Poor huddled mass. How many times have I gotten that one done? Let's stop importing that. Current government should be fine. I want to get these guys in there. Because I like the idea of passing laissez-faire. Through those guys that disagree with it. Let them dominate away. There goes Swana. And is that our colonies? Our colonies are still growing. Okay, cool. Alright. Mostly naval bases and other things. Private investment is leading the way for us here. Everything else is just a natural expansion. Question is, okay, let's do a little test here. Let's do a pre-war save. I just want to get a heat check of what happens when I come and press this button. So our nation forms. We get the French on our side. We have our war goals. We can invite the French over here. Let's just see how this plays out. I'm curious. So right away we have our That's the formal name. I have a lot of fleets here. So let's do this, let's just combine you into the Ejército. Into the Ejército. Our Egyptian Legion needs to come over here. Our South African Legion needs to do the same. Our Swiss Guards can stay where they are. I just chose an experienced guy for that. We'll also mobilize you. The question becomes, how do we deal with this problem? Well, we're going to have a lot of people against us. Okay. We're also going to have a lot of new land that needs to be cored. Okay. Well, this will be fun. Let's do some of you into big orchards. Crystal glass. Not all of you into ceramics. This is mostly fine. Question becomes for our incorporation of states. This is going to be hell for us while we get this shit fixed. They went up. Oh. Oh. Yikes. Okay. Well, I don't have a ton of free stuff left. And some free interests. And some hope for people that will be interested in helping us out. Well. What can I do about this? Second Roman fleet. We're just gonna do fucking Mediterranean. I don't know if that's spelled correct, but I don't care. We're gonna do fleet. Take a guy. Right away, anywhere that we don't have tax capacity. Let's do Piedmont. Alright, so they want to cut us down to size. We'll see if this works. Roman France, you want to take transfer state. Alright, this sucks. This sucks. We're going to have to defend against everything that we know and hate. Let's just build up a big army here. 150 conscripts. And we're just going to build in a bunch more. That's 10. There's some more, and we're just going to throw in some of you. 2 more, and then we're going to do this more, and this is our conscript army. We're just going to throw in some other dudes. Promote, and have fun defending that coastline. All right, the question is, how do we avoid bankruptcy? our extraction goods have gone up by a ton here, which is probably why we're losing a lot of money. We're also missing out on 26K in unrealized taxes. Part of it's because we also need to incorporate with these regions, and they will start providing us tax income once they're incorporated. But we can last that long, I think. I think we can last just long enough to get this done. A lot of people are going to hate us here. Let's grab this guy, put them in. Less than 1 day. Welcome to the front. Mobilization. We probably want to make sure all of these guys are fed and watered. Go and lose a little bit of the different stuff. We're going to hold off on the opium here. I don't think we produce enough to really make it a factor. And the trick here is going to be naval invasions. The Russians are arriving. They've not come over to fight us yet. They're around. The question is, are we going to be able to take the Austrian land? I don't know. We can try. So really, the problem is going to be dealing with our losses here. Government wages. Do we now have incredible shortages that I'm not aware of? Bet you we do. No, but we have opportunities for trade that are insane. Munitions, explosives, and paper. Paper's going to be a big one for us. Let's start with the explosives. I want to get it from the British and the French. This can come from the American. This can come from no one. We can start trading with the French with everything because we don't actually have a cost for that. Well, we will see. This might be ugly. We want to have more arms industries. We need more munitions. Domestically, sort by... Let's look at peasants here. I want to see available peasants. Piedmont, Campania, throw 2 of you in there. And we also want to probably get a couple modern industries in Campania. And we're going to also get a couple explosive factories in Campania. Okay, let's hope we don't go into debt while we fix this. Did I take rocks here or take the identification documents? Long-term identification documents is the right move. Let's also make sure we mobilize all conscripts here. Swiss Guard, raise conscripts, raise conscripts. We don't have a lot of our conscripts around. Oh well. Where's our navy? One needs to come out here. And I want to station... So the war's about to break out, right? I want to take... Who's at this front? Our wonderful South African Legion. You sir are going to move to this island. Act like you're moving over here. Then you do a naval invasion of here with this one right here, the Marina Pontifica, whatever. We're getting attacked. There's 7 people defending. It's the Tuscans. Okay, so we weren't ready for this. Not really. What I can do, though, is probably take our South African Legion. Let's go get some conscripts from South Africa. Let's go ahead and raise your conscripts. Same with our Egyptian Legion. Let's go get you some conscripts. That's a fuck ton of conscripts. Probably too much there. Yeah. We're just going to co-op the other ones then. There you go. How is this faring? The Russian involvement is going to be fucking murderous. We're losing to the Navy? The singular Navy. Unify these two navies together. We can win one of these battles, we'll be in a good spot. Gold rush, spread the word. There's a second front. Why have you all been moved to this front? Oh, they're gonna take that front. I see. This navy here needs another general. Start with Tuscany, take the Swiss Guard. Let's just see if we can do the unification here. How are we losing? What are they repping in the fleet? Do they already have frigates or Sarfa? We just don't have the strength. Okay, so it's possible. We just need actual support here. Let's go back to pre-war. So we see what we need to do. It's going to be absolutely killer to us if we go and click that button, but we can't click the button. We can't. We just need to actually have some preparations in place. Namely, being a reason and a way to fight against Austria. Ideally, we want an alliance with someone who will take that chance. Who's your rivals? Don't like the British. Can we get the British on our side? Potentially. I think it's possible. Should start with paying off our fucking debt, though. Prussia does like us. Do you have an ally? You don't. We could just snag an alliance with Prussia. Don't know if you'd win that, but it would help. If we had some strength. I think the right move to do here is up our strength of some of our armies here. Station Ethiopia, that means you are going to be going to the Egyptian Legion. Where are you? All of you. Welcome over. What is this? Let's get rid of this. Could get an interest in China to do trade over there. And let's start going into separating ourselves from Austria. That line's going to be a pain. The Ottomans could also be a friend. I really think Britain will be our best bet here, potentially. It's going to be tough. Could fight the Ottomans here. I think that's what we'll do. We're going to start trying to take some ports over here. Five years of construction is a lot. How's our investment looking? We are fully invested. Could join their power block. Need hardwood. Easy way to make hardwood is to take one of our places. Where are you? And some of you can just work on a little bit more focused hardwood. Just like one of you. Small one. You can do hardwood. Alright, there goes the credit. Here comes laissez-faire. We need access to more coal. We can get the coal. Probably going to have some private investment helping with the coal soon. Universities are on their way up to 27 million GDP. How does that fare to the big guys? About level with Austria and Prussia. A little bit behind, but we can work on that. We can get a defensive pact soon with Russia. Austria has the alliance with Russia, which is not going to be good for us. Really, it's about getting the alliance with one of these two guys here. Do you have an ally? You do. It's Sardinia Piedmont. Not terrible. Question is, where do we go from here? Our university improvements are coming through. We're still growing very fast in the investment pool sector. I kind of want to just up our investment so we can get a level on that. Let's just do it. Let's go and be really aggressive with our construction growth here. I want to eat into that investment pool growth. It will pay us off in the long term, even if it's going to be incredibly expensive right now. And we hit laissez-faire here. That's going to be huge. We don't want to do a defensive pact with Austria. Tuscany doesn't like us. We fight Tuscany. We fight Tuscany in such a way that we could do this. We do the 6th Infamy. Force Tuscan onto our side. We can do this with the Ejercito. Get the Swiss Guard involved as well. But I also want to, again, queue up. We do have that in the queue still for the Pontificia. I could, of course, call either of you guys on. Russian obligation is cool, but I think the war goal here, regime change in Tuscany. Get Austria on board. And if I do this, I can throw in a conquer state of like Albania. And let's liberate Bulgaria. We do those. We get what we want. We force the bad guys out of here. And I can start calling people in for other reasons. I'm surprised Two Sicilies isn't one again here. We can stay in the anti-Austrian society. Should just win this naturally. Austria is just the better army of the two. Alright, we're going to have some debt from our incredible growth we just have attributed to. There's laissez-faire. They back down. We can improve with you. Alright, we can still do what we want here, though. We can do a war directly targeting them to get Albania. You know who wants to get involved there? Austria does. Maybe we can give them a conquer state and give them Karadig? Sure. Take your state. What does Russia want? Go ahead and take Tripolitania. Welcome to friends. Well, we're gonna also take Thessalia. We're gonna make that primary, and then I'm gonna do like war reps against the Ottomans. Ta-da! We're gonna let them fight this war for us. Because I think if I just sit here, tax opium, they should declare they want to do it against us. We'll have to win the battle fast, which is fine. Let's make sure we throw into the queue our 2 iron or gold mines. Oh no! Oh, there's a thing over here. Let's just make sure the Arab Arabian Legion can push this front. We should just run them over. Also, we've gone laissez-faire, so now we have infinite gold reserves. Okay, we're going to rank in the money here. The goal here is to check out how Austria's doing. And if we can get them into enough debt, we could hopefully do our button click here. So now we have one subject. He is going to be disloyal. But if we get him to like us, he should be a fan of us clicking our little button here to unify. What is this movement? We do have some support for it. We're still working on a reinforced concrete. I'm going to actually get our new cities here. So let's go ahead and do... I feel like the rubber's just a good one. Let's do the rubber. If done correctly, that will always be getting us profit. And I want to do... Let's do the colony growth speed. It's close to making profit, and we can actually work with it. And I just need to get more ports, really. And we're with bad info need port. Let's just throw some in Latvia. Whatever. We'll work on it. Europe south, they're handling the north. We just got to deal with our guys here. Steel import, sure. Is it really that much of a shortage? Alright, so now they're at the front here. We're going to have a little bit of trouble. But they're getting rolled in the west. They can't possibly defend everything. Our colony's all done. We are colonizing over here. Let's just do a little bit over here. Let's just lose the authority. Urban center building throughput. Ignore the seizing thing over there. Let's just get our Swiss Guard available. We're going to do a little naval invasion to take their capital. Speed this up a bit. This is against Fututoro. Coalition coupons, Anti-Ottoman League. We'll do the embargo. Animist rights movements. This is against you. Well, I could swing this and try to go for like a little thing, but I don't really feel like fighting Great Britain right now. Feels like a pointless thing to do. Alright, there's our war goal. And lo and behold, Spain is out. Persia is back down. Are they now a puppet? Alright, order. Peace in our time. Thank you, Ottomans. Persia is now... Oh, you just lost this whole region. Okay. That is fine. And I'm going to actually start incorporating these states because they do have shared and unity here, right? That should be 5 years. Let's make sure they are to our levels. Alright, so what were they doing here? Not much. We have some raw resources. That's good. Mainly want to take Skopje, or what, one of these has a gold mine. Which one is it? Was it Southern Serbia? I don't know. Anyhow. That was now a discontiguous region. Universities are now being built. We are still making profits. We have excess money we can spend on other stuff. And things are just looking up for us right now. We still want to press our button eventually. We now have a defiant subject, but if I go to do the unification thing now, to also make sure we get our... whatever the fuck this thing is. Let's get our defensive strategist here. We've expanded. We have expanded. You still have your alliance. You fuck ton of defensive packs, man. That's a lot. Who's your ally? You don't have an ally. Can I be your ally? 147 reasons. Give me a university, please. Cause without a rebel. You can go ahead and go. Give me an agitator here. Don't even know what I want to go for. What am I trying to get past? This sounds cool. I think National Guard will be good. National Guard. Who's in charge of it right now? Our intelligentsia. He's a radical. Guaranteed liberties is his thing. Which makes sense why that has such support. Let's do National Guard. They can hate it. They can be mad. We'll deal with it. You can stay in the Anti-Ottoman League. I don't think we're going to be friends with them ever again. 17k growth. Wow. That was temporary. Still need to expand more growth here. Let's make sure let's just max this out. What have I done? Oh, no. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just max it out. Probably going to cause us some income problems, but we will deal with that, and we can always downsize. It might be a waste of construction, but oh well. I also need to cut this episode eventually. So let's just see how much it's going to hurt our economy, and then we will stop our growth. Jumped up to number 7 in GDP. Means we're going to start churning through these universities and naval bases and things. How's our economy looking? Room for growth in a lot of things. Radical movement wants what? Guaranteed liberties, huh? We will stop if this feels like it's about to pop, but I will not be cowed. Let us see. Oh, maybe we do go. Let's go and call it here. Okay, so we're going to work on building up our construction capacity. This is an insane amount. We've already hit our... Well, we're not at our cap, but we are starting to increase our investment into education. Military is the only thing left on our list here. And then it's going to be spending our infamy to kind of slowly rebuild the Roman Empire. That's our goals. Hopefully we'll be able to get them done. Our power block's going to be very weak because I just don't have subjects. Eventually, once we take this stuff, I can give these areas to my subjects. That's why I'm not directly growing them. But still, they'll be grown just by nature of, you know, past the building. The only thing we're really building are gold mines where we can build gold mines because gold mines are profit. So anyway, I'm going to call this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've been Sean Spooky News, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Later.